Avatar: The Way of Water might arguably be the best one out of the trilogy. Oh, who am I kidding? It's the best. And if you say otherwise, I'ma smack some sense into you. It's not even close. There is no way you can look me dead in my eyes and say that the first Avatar has better visuals, characters, and storytelling. Nigga, you just lied! But for this movie, instead of me just explaining and going through the entire thing, I'ma actually explain and also address some controversies and some things that people argue and don't like and complain about this movie. And I'm just going to give y'all my say on it. But hey, let's dive in. And we started off with Neytiri and Jake having their first son, Neteyam. But after that, something strange happens. Grace's avatar gave birth. I'm not even kidding. And after she gave birth, Neytiri and Jake take her in and adopt her. And her name is Kitty. And I'm not even exaggerating when I say this. The Pum Pum was so good that they ended up with 4 kids. Bro, Jake was in. Alright, my fault. And we end up learning that when the Na'vi people sent the Sky people on their way, a few of them stayed. The loyal people and the people that, they trusted. And that's when we meet Spider. And oh boy, when I tell you, people do not like him in the slightest. Now, I'm not gonna reveal how I feel about him just yet. I was informed that the Na'vi don't have any genitalia. So how does she know what that is? You know what, let's just move on. Now, when it comes to humans, there's one thing that I have learned. That we as people just don't ever let certain things slide. When we get offended for some odd, bizarre reason, instead of just letting it go, we just have to spin back. And that's exactly what happens with the humans returning back to Pandora to spin. Bro, just give it up, please. But the humans come back to Pandora, and just with them landing on the planet, they are destroying all types of plants and ecosystems. Y'all niggas just piss me off. Mind you, there are people who would look at this scene, look me dead in my eyes, and talk about the humans are right. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm gonna need you to find the tallest building in your city and jump. You need to leave. And as much as I wanna say people that dumb can't exist, they do. They do. Like, I've spoken to them, they do. And I don't know how you've made it this far in life for you to be that dumb. I can't lie. But we fast forward to 1 year later. And even after the Colonel literally got bow and arrowed by Neytiri, he comes back in this movie as an avatar because they put his memories into this avatar. And immediately after he wakes up, this man, he just starts punching everybody in the room. But they do manage to calm him down, and when they land on Pandora, they start to get briefed of the plan. Which obviously has to do with Jake Sully, Torok Makto, any name you want to call him by, but he is the main person that they have to go after. But we go over to Jake and the Na'vi out here destroying this rail track with this train and taking their supplies. And meanwhile, Loak and Neteyam are spectating from above, but Loak suggests that they go down and help, with Neteyam saying, let's not do that because that will anger father. And you know what bro still decides to do? Ladies and gentlemen, meet Loak. And I'm not gonna lie, as much as people don't like how he be behaving, because yes, he's very stubborn. He doesn't listen to his father like most of the time. And as much as I understand why people don't like him, for me, that's just a part of his character, and his intentions are usually good. He usually has good intentions when he does certain things, and he doesn't obviously want bad things to happen. You know, that's just how he is. So I don't really mind Loak's character. And another thing that people just don't like is how Jake treats his kids. Because people say that Jake just goes hard on Loak, but doesn't do the same with Nathaniel. That's not true. Because literally in this scene, he is literally rough with him, asking him, what the hell are you doing here? While 2 seconds ago, he was gentle with Loak, just saying, calm down. So him treating them differently, I don't really see it so far.
This is not a squad. It is a family.
Listen to your wife, Jake. This is not a squad. This is a family. Like, I agree with this, bro. You don't have to, like... It's hard on the kids because, yeah, they gotta live up to their father, who's Toruk Makto. It's gonna be difficult, but, you know, you don't gotta treat them like they're soldiers at the age of, what, 15?
Sometimes it's not so great to know who your father was.
Brother, we didn't ask. Like, what, like... No, sorry. I know that may seem mean, but nobody asked you, Spider. Oh, and for people that don't know, the Colonel is Spider's father. Whoa, shocker. And we cut to the Colonel and his squad trying to find the hideout of Jake and the Na'vi people. But meanwhile, the kids are out here playing and having fun. And while they're looking at this old airship, we cut to Kitty.
Sit down, big fella.
I'm not gonna address this, let's just move on. While the kids are walking around, they see these big boot prints, but they don't look human. They look more to their size. And they start tracking them down. Yes, you heard me right. They start tracking them down instead of telling your father you found them and then going back home and then... And the Colonel and his squad end up finding his dead self. And Loak and the others end up seeing them, and he tells his father their location and the fact that he brought Tuk. And I'm not gonna lie, I forgot Tuk existed. She needs more screen time because there's no way I literally forgot they had a baby sister. But anyway, while they were leaving, they get ambushed and cornered real quick. And the Colonel interrogates all of them, looks Spider dead in his face, and he realizes that this is his kid. And while they have them captive, they end up waiting for the airships to arrive to pick them up. But Neytiri and Jake are right there, getting ready to sneak them and take the kids back. And they do manage to sneak them, with Neytiri hitting no scopes and the kids managing to escape. But while Neytiri was still standing there, the Colonel recognizes the feathers on the arrow and starts yapping, causing Neytiri to remember and recognize his voice. But while they were yapping to one another, one of them starts to walk around trying to sneak Neytiri. And just when he was about to shoot, he gets shot from the back from Neteyam. That's the goat!
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
But they start shooting at them, causing them to run away. And they do manage to escape, but Spider fell behind and gets captured. And I know for a fact all the Spider haters are looking at this like, yes sir, get him out of here, coach. And because of the fact that Jake is the one that's being hunted, his family is at risk and the people are at risk for them staying there. So they decide to leave. And they end up going to the people of water. And while they were here waiting for their leader, oh my goodness. Hey, I don't know about y'all, but god damn, she's so bad she got me screaming, it should have been me.
Not him! It's not fair!
But the chief arrives and greets them, but Jake says in his monologue that he's not the one he's worried about. He's actually worried about his wife, because she immediately starts inspecting all of them, criticizing each and every flaw that they have, talking about them, their arms are thin, their tails are weak, they will be useless in the water. And while she was criticizing them, Neytiri comes out of nowhere talking about some, my husband was Toruk Makto, and look at Jake's face. Bro, this nigga's disgusting. He does not want to be glazed right now. And these two just start going back and forth. And bro, they don't like each other, gang. Dog, look at her husband, bro. This nigga's embarrassed. But they end up agreeing to letting them stay and teaching them their ways. And how the first lesson went, the image that you had in your head, yeah, it was 10 times worse. And the crazy thing is, while they were trying to teach them, This dude, who, mind you, is a random, is the one who's asking, yo, where's Kiri?
Did you see her?
Nigga, that's your sister, dude. No wonder people wanted Kiri to end up with this dude. Like, he actually is the one who cares. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna have to skip through a bunch of these. Basically, they started training, they started to get better at it. You know, what else? While Kiri was under the water looking at the sand, which I can't lie, looks weird from an outside perspective. These guys come out of nowhere and start bullying her. Yes, bullying her, because calling someone a freak is not right. Okay, that's bullying. And she was really not trying to entertain them, trying to walk away, but they are still going, with Lower coming out of nowhere trying to protect her, but they start going at him too, even grabbing his tail. Nigga, that is rape.
You can't fuck that lad, dog.
And while they're jumping him, Netayam comes out of nowhere, pushes one of them out the way and tells them to back off. And even though they were walking away, this dude is still talking behind their back, which pisses Loak off. So he says, "Now F all that," and comes up to him and punches that nigga right to his chin. And they all start going crazy. Also, I thought, because there is no reason for you to be grabbing him by the tail. Nigga, that is still rape.
You can't fuck that lad, dog.
Netayam was straight going crazy. He had this dude pinned to the floor, knocking that nigga out. And they are still pulling on his tail, by the way. Bro, that is still grape.
You a freaky ass nigga.
And they do end up getting in trouble for fighting, but Jake doesn't go too hard on Loak because of the fact that he was protecting Kiri, and he just tells him to go apologize. And even though Loak does end up apologizing, they end up tricking this man and abandoning him in a place where he doesn't even know, by the way. And Loak almost dies because of the fact that they left him here, bro. Like, they thought this was a joke. He almost died. And the only reason he survived is because this Tulkun saved him. And before people start slandering Jake, saying why is he so hard on Loak in this scene then, Owaku? Well, bro, he literally took the blame for the other dude that literally abandoned him just to make peace with him. So, you know, I still don't blame Jake here. And we cut to the Colonel and his squad interrogating these people, trying to find Jake. And they, even though after saying that they don't know anything, still proceed to burn their huts. And Spider is out here negotiating with this man, telling them to let them go and leave them alone. And people will still look at this like, nah man, Spider is still the enemy. Nigga! So the Colonel decides to change up his plans, and instead of just going after the people who are not going to tell them anything, they said, you know what, let's just hunt their precious creatures so that Jake can show himself. Because the humans end up hunting one of the Tulkun and end up killing it for this thing alone, which supposedly stops human aging, like completely stops it. And this man says it's worth about 80 million. Nigga, that's not enough. What are we talking about? No, cause really think about it. You mean to tell me something that could possibly stop human aging, meaning you could look 20 forever, worth 80 million? You're no, that's robbery right there. And after they took that thing, they end up leaving the bodies with the people finding out about this. And the people end up going out to warn the rest of the Tulkun that if they hit by one of these things, that they are marked for death. And Loak tries to go on his own, trying to warn Payakan because he's an outcast. No one will warn him about this. But Netayam and the rest of the kids end up chasing him down. And by the time Loak gets to Payakan, this man already has one of these things right on him, with everybody helping Loak trying to get this thing out of him. And Loak ends up telling Jake about this, with everybody going out to try to help them. But when we cut back to the kids, they end up surrounding them and start chasing them in the water. And unfortunately, 3 of them end up getting captured. And the Na'vi end up arriving, with Jake telling everybody to halt because he sees the kids.
You betrayed me. You killed your own.
Colonel, you're talking about you betrayed your own. I want you to take a good look in the mirror. You are not human anymore, buddy. Like, this man is still yapping about you betrayed us and all that stuff. Like, bro, look at you. But seriously though, look! And Jake ends up going on his own because obviously he doesn't want his kids to get hurt. But while they were waiting on Jake, Payakan ends up coming in clutch by coming from the deep, slamming right on top of the ship. And Jake and the Na'vi take that opportunity to charge right at them. And these guys try to harpoon Payakan, but this thing blocks it, with it going back into the water and the people charging right at them. And this airship starts shooting at them, but Neytiri comes from the heavens and everybody in this fight started to go crazy, even the pregnant women. Oh my god. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna need y'all to analyze this clip with me because this is stupidity at its finest. Peep this. Stop! This Negro said stop. I'm gonna need you to rewind because I'm pretty sure that man is dead, by the way. But in the midst of all of this, Neteyam ends up saving them, with Loak suggesting that they should go back to save Spider. And this right here is the infamous moment that people just hate. Oh, yo, feel this peep, bruh. They do end up getting to Spider and saving him, but this dude peeps them and starts shooting at them, with them running away. And they do manage to escape, but unfortunately, Neteyam got shot. And they do end up getting him to Jake, with Neytiri also coming out of nowhere. And unfortunately, guys, Neteyam dies. RIP to my goat Neteyam. But the issue I have with this, right? People automatically decided to blame Spider, even though he's not the one that shot him. Like, that's the crazy thing. Instead of going after the actual person that shot up Neteyam, they decided, you know, nah. We're putting the blame on Spider. Where did the correlation come from, alright? Because I know some of the events was caused because Neteyam was helping the colonel, but he was technically forced, you know, technically. You know, if you don't want to say he was forced, cool. But he wasn't really the one causing all of those things, because they would have eventually found a way to do all those things even without Spider. And after Neytiri and Jake clear the entire lobby, the only person left is the colonel. And this man does end up giving up the kids just because of the fact that Neytiri was going to off Spider. And this version of Neytiri, bro, is so terrifying. I mean, gang, look! And even while they were in the midst of leaving, this man colonel was still talking about some, hey bro, I ain't gonna stop, and when I catch you, I'm gonna kill you and your family. That was the worst possible thing you could say, gang. And I don't care what anybody says, Jake won this fight. No, like, bro, Jake won this fight. The only reason the colonel even survived was because of the fact that Spider decided to save him. This is the only valid reason if you hate Spider. This is the only one. The only valid reason if you hate Spider, bro. Because what do you mean you decided to save the biggest threat to the Na'vi people? Are you dumb? But you know what? Before I crash out, I'ma just leave it there and I'ma play y'all little edits. Run it.
Can we take it slow? I be running out the back by the time they at the door. How you go behind my back? You supposed to be my bro. Fucked you this last night, but that's why I didn't know. You throw that on my name, they ain't know that I would grow. Take a trip to get the drugs, every time it's for the low. Says she wants some new shoes, sweater, so she care about. Brody rode away.